These notes are going to cover the Pax Romana, or the Peace of Rome, that covers approximately 200 years of Augustus Caesar's rule and the time frame thereafter. So what happens within the Pax Romana is actually a really long period relative for Rome of peace, and it's sort of like a golden age almost, where there's lots of growth and there's lots of cultural achievement under the Roman Empire, which was possible by the fact that there's a series of decent, strong emperors that follow Augustus. This is also the time frame that Christianity emerges, so you have to take, peace with a grain of salt, considering that there's a lot of murder that happens also. So under the Pax Romana, there's a huge economic impact, and that is that there is a national monetary system where they use a coin-based system similar to what the Greeks used, and they have, of course, the faces of whichever emperor happens to be in power at the time to mint coins that are then traded from end to end of the empire, and so that facilitates a lot of trade across cultures within the empire itself. There's also a road network that's put into place with cobblestone roads all through the Roman Empire, including most of Europe, Northern Africa, and the Middle East. And those roads were patrolled by Roman legionnaires. Those are patrolled by Roman soldiers. And so with the legionnaires protecting the roads, you weren't as liable to be attacked as a merchant traveling with, lots of coins. And so it's going to promote a lot of trade in the fact that you're not going to get worried for your life in that scenario. So that's how, prosperity is going to be promoted across the economic system. There's also a huge social impact in regards to social class stability. Now remember that the Romans have a social class system that's essentially the wealthy and everyone else, and they call them the patricians, are the rich in the aristocracy, and then you have the plebeians, which is essentially the poor, and everybody else. And then of course under that you're going to have slavery. There's going to be a big push under the Roman Empire in the Pax Romana to be very morally sound, and you're going to follow the expectations of the civic duties of the Roman Empire, but also to your family and to your culture and to your town. You're going to be loyal and peaceful and follow through in a positive light. And finally, we're going to talk about the political impacts of the Pax Romana. One of the things that they do is create a civil service system similar to China, in which people are given jobs within the bureaucracy of the government based on competency, where you prove that you are worthy of answering to a certain position's duties in order to get them, rather than rewarding it in what is a more traditional governmental system. You use the patronage system, where you give jobs to people because they're your friends. They actually make sure that you're good at your job. Another thing is that throughout the entire empire, the rule of law, the legal system that is tied back to the 12 tables, is expanded throughout the entire empire. So it's not just the people living in Italy that follow these laws, but from Portugal to Britain to Egypt, everyone in the Roman Empire has to follow the same legal system. So it's actually why a lot of cultures in modern day, a lot of countries in modern day have similar legal systems, is because the Romans controlled so much of Western civilization. I mean, they're like the heart of Western civilization. And because they controlled so much of Europe, those traditions and that ruling system are going to fall into place. So Augustus Caesar is responsible for a lot of those reforms, which we'll talk about later. But he basically establishes with his programs a really positive outlook for 200 years, which is going to allow for growth in the Roman Empire. And that's it.